So, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, I just saw the new movie, and here I am in a new set. Um, I try to change it up, from time to time. I do the cinema reviews. Right now, I'm in the basement. Wood paneling, American flag, bad lighting. Can't get any more white trash than this. Yeah, so I saw Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. And this is the non spoiler version. You want the spoiler version? Stick around, but otherwise, this is the place to be. Pirates of the Caribbean 4 was terrible. I actually hated that movie. It's just really nauseating. I mean, truth be told, my whole feeling of Pirates of the Caribbean is that the first movie was phenomenal. I loved it. Jack Sparrow was great. Johnny Depp made the movie, but then the second one came. Okay, that's fine, Kraken and all that. And then they left it on a cliffhanger, opening it up for a third movie. And I just thought it was going to be the trilogy. And the trilogy, it's just like The Matrix. The first movie would have been great as standalone, but then the second two just kind of was weak. But Pirates of the Caribbean 4 on Stranger Tides, just could not stand that movie. It was so boring. Didn't like the characters. Didn't like anyone in it except for Jack Sparrow. But even then, I could feel like Johnny Depp is kind of getting sick of the character, but he's under contract. But then came along Pirates of the Caribbean 5, and it didn't suck. It was actually much better. Uh, You'll notice I take a few days to actually post this because I don't like to make an assessment of a new movie right away. I wanted to kind of brew before I speak. So this movie, it still had stupid lame parts, but I liked the characters better. Like with the absence of Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann in the last movie, they try to give us a new couple, and it was like a priest and a mermaid, and I felt nothing for them. I really didn't. And in fact, I'm pretty sure the mermaid killed him at the end because she pulled him underwater. But this movie, we are given a new couple, which is Will Turner's son, Will and Elizabeth's son, and we also have a daughter of. This is a non spoiler. The movie starts off with young Henry as he tries to go out into the water and look for his father, Will Turner. Of course, at this point, Will Turner is the captain of the Flying Dutchman and is cursed to be that for the rest of all eternity. And 9 years later, Henry becomes one of the Royal Guard and makes it a personal mission to make sure his father's curse is broken. Now, this is where the ship gets attacked at the Devil's Triangle. And the Royal Guard is all the Royal Guards on the ship, except for Henry, are killed. And then we come across Captain Salazar. He turns out to be a former Royal Guard that was in pursuit of wiping out all the pirates, but he was killed and brought back as a zombie. Essentially. I'm sure there's a different term for it, but he leaves Henry alive because dead men tell no tales. And then you have the credits, which is funny because he explains to Henry that he needs to warn everyone about him, but then says dead men tells no tales, which, you just told a tale to Henry. Anyways, cut to Jack Sparrow waking up in a safe at the bank because he's trying to pull off a heist with his pirates. Pirates pull off this whole elaborate stunt where the entire vault is being moved, but the vault is pulling the bank as well. And now it's this whole explosive, over budgeted mess that each movie tries to grow on. And at that some point, we're introduced to Karina, who is the astronomer, well, an aspiring astronomer, but anyone who sees her trying to learn at that time period would consider her a witch. She gets mixed up with Jack Sparrow, and they get caught. Jack is put on at the guillotine, which that actually was a funny part because once again, goofy Jack Sparrow antics get spun around with a guillotine, blade almost hitting him. Karina is about to get choked on the hang as she's about to get hung on the noose, and the rest of the pirates come in and save him. And we also have a mashup with Henry, and now they're pretty much like every pirate movie. Jack Sparrow gets captured multiple times and leads the way, and everyone now has a purpose. Jack Sparrow trying to rebuild his ship, rebuild his crew, since his ship, the Black Pearl, as established in the last movie, is trapped in a bottle. And we have Karina Smith that's trying to, based off of some notes from her abandoned parents, it's trying to track down some treasure. And, of course, Henry, who is trying to look for the trident so he can break all the curse of the ocean. Again, the movie just kind of keeps going where we can kind of guess the plot along the way now. Vengeful pirate wants to kill the other pirates, even though in this case the villain's not exactly a pirate, he just wants to wipe out all the other pirates. And it's another movie where Captain Barbossa meets up with Jack Sparrow because of their bitter rivalry, and it's just kind of the same thing over and over again. Not much has changed. Everyone's still bitter at each other, but friends at the same time. And they all go look for the treasure. The reason why the evil Captain Salazar is free is because Jack Sparrow tried selling or trading his compass for some rum, which somehow that means Captain Salazar is freed from his Devil's Triangle prison and able to go across the ocean and in hot pursuit of them. Just basically, just a lot of roundabout back and forth. It's just them being chased down the whole time. But then there's some shared dialogue in the middle where, in an exchange with Captain Barbossa, Captain Salazar recalls the moment he was killed and defeated by a young Jack Sparrow. The CGI they did on Jack Sparrow, making him look like a young Johnny Depp, was pretty good. They've been really playing with that in the movies, lately, as, of course, Star Wars Rogue One. This time it was much better, but of course, Johnny Depp doesn't really look that old anyways. Just clean the guy up, give him a shave, and he can still kind of pass for a young Johnny Depp. So it wasn't that far-fetched. But it does show how Johnny Depp got all his pieces from other pirates out of respect after defeating Captain Salazar at a young age. And with all the pieces together, we see the Jack Sparrow that we know today with all his outfit pieces. So this is the first time they actually showed like a little history of Jack Sparrow, and that did improve on the movie very much so. The movie's climax is actually at a part at sea where they find the trident and they defeat the evil Captain Salazar. I'd go further about what happened, but you have to watch the spoiler review for that one. The movie ends just fine. It wraps up. It really does. But then they had to go and do a post-credit scene, and I'm getting to the point where I'm getting sick of post-credit scenes. Just let the movie end, please. I'm not going to say anything further than that. It is a non-spoiler. You want to check out the spoiler, check it out in a day or two. Otherwise, I'm going to give this movie a B minus. I'm giving it a B minus only because Pirates of the Caribbean should have been done with a long time ago. Yes, it was much better than the second one and the third one and the fourth one, but just let it lie already. It should have stopped, not if not at the first movie, it should have stopped at the trilogy. But it just keeps going and going. Disney is beating a dead horse with this. I did like the new characters. I did like Henry, and I did like Karina. And you actually get more sympathy for Barbosa, and you understand Jack Sparrow much better. And you do get a nice cameo from a certain rock star. And it's not the same rock star we've been seeing in the last couple movies. It's not Keith Richards. It's a new one. British, but you'll like him. So, yeah. Otherwise, with between the new changes and the fact that the movie just keeps going and going, I'm going to give it a B minus. Have a good one.